like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all of our YouTube videos. Hit that notification bell by the subscribe button. Let's get it popping. All right, first thing is first. Before I get started with anything, I want to first off congratulate the Golden State Warriors for winning their fourth championship in 8 seasons. So I want to first congratulate them. Well done season. A lot of people didn't really know if the Warriors were going to be productive this season. You know, with Klay Thompson just coming back, the roster kind of being shifted with additions of guys like Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins and uh, you know of course Draymond kind of getting back into the groove of things. Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton the second. A lot of additions to the Warriors, right? Then people kind of just didn't know what to expect. I thought they were going to be the dark horse of the West, but I did not see them win the championship only because I thought the Clippers were going to be healthy and they were going to come out the West this year. But obviously, injuries hurt them. Teams like Phoenix as well, they were pretty much, embarrassed in the second round by Luka. Um, you didn't see Memphis coming, but the Warriors, they were able to prevail. Okay, so you gotta give them credit, and they was able to win this championship. So all love and congrats to them. But I think this is a good time to kind of reinforce because I got to get on some people's heads. I got to really nail in this point for the people that really thought something was real when in reality it was kind of a fictional thought. Okay, it sounded good, but sometimes you just get led on the wrong path, and this was just another situation where in this topic, we're going to talk about that certain people were just led down the wrong path. And I've been preaching this probably for the last going on month that Jason Tatum is not a superstar, but this time I decided to put Jason Tatum is still not a superstar. Not only is he still not a superstar, I think this really exposed a lot, not just this game, but this entire series about Jason Tatum, how he's not ready to be in on the stage that he was put on tonight. Now, what I will say is this can be a situation where you actually grow from it or you actually break from it. Because when you face the Warriors, you got to be on your best behavior. You got to be on your best game. And the Boston Celtics were not on their best game tonight. They got out hustled. They got outmatched. They start off the game very hot, 12 for 2, 12-2 in the game. But once I saw the Warriors start making a run, towards the end of the first quarter, and they caught up and got the lead, I thought, you know what, this game is done because the Celtics already showed me in Game 5 that the moment was too big for them. When Draymond Green somewhat challenged Jason Tatum and not one of his teammates really even stopped him, that's a mental tactic used by Draymond, that he's going to test their best player and see if anybody's going to stand up for him. See, if you really are a team that's closely knit together and you protect your superstar, you don't allow anybody to punk them. That's when Marcus Smart or Robert Williams or Grant Williams will supposed to step in and pretty much not allow Draymond to come in and try to, punk their superstar. But that didn't happen. So once I saw that, I was just like, yeah, this is a team that's not championship oriented. Okay. Very talented, had a nice run in the playoffs. But also, we got to be honest, they dealt with teams that dealt with injuries. If you look at round 2, Giannis took them to 7 games without Chris Middleton. If you look at, the Eastern Conference Finals, Jimmy Butler took them with a one leg and Tyler Hero, being hurt for 4 out of the 7 games. And Miami, if you ask me, they didn't have the talent that Boston had, and still won 7 games. So I wasn't fully trustworthy of Boston. I'm not fully trusted of their team, and neither of their 2 best players, which is Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But there were some truths that came out tonight. And like I said before, Jason Tatum is not, he's still not a superstar. If I look at the stats, I mean, he just, I ain't got to even really recite him. I'm going to do it anyway. He shot 6 for 18 from the field, which is 33%, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. He had 7 assists, 1 block, and he had a grand total of 13 points. Now, he shot inefficient, but also not only did he shot inefficient, in the fourth quarter it looked like he just didn't want no parts of the Warriors. There was a clip I think I told y'all about having a couple weeks ago or so where Jason Tatum came and said, like, out on the podium, that he never said he was a superstar, but you had all these people saying that he was. And I came up here and gave him credit for it because he was being honest. Jason Tatum is not a superstar. And I think the reason why people in the media proclaimed him as a superstar as such is because they got first All NBA team. What you guys have to understand is the season doesn't make you a superstar. The playoffs do. That's a whole different animal. This is why I kept preaching that Jimmy Butler was a better player than Jason Tatum. But you have my guys like TuneIn Sports and Soccer Updates, my man Bubba, and also I believe there's another person I'm forgetting that said Jason Tatum was better than Jimmy Butler. And I kept telling them, no, he's not. Because I could see and I could just tell from a player if they're made for the playoffs. And Tatum, to me, from what I've seen, he got a lot of breaks. Not to say he's not a talented player, but you need to have that certain thing inside of you to put you on that level. Because you're gonna face somebody you're equal who's just as skilled as you, just as talented as you, just as big as you, has the measurements like you. And what's gonna determine who wins is the battle of wills. If it's an even playing field. This was an even playing field, and the Warriors outmatched them with their experience, their skill, their talent, and their toughness. And that's just the bottom line. And the Celtics, they already knew they were defeated after Game 5. To be honest with you, during Game 5 they were defeated. They knew they weren't going to win Game 6, and the Warriors knew they had them. So that's what happened. That's why you saw the Celtics look the way they look with 24 turnovers. I keep telling y'all, them turnovers are killing Boston. Guys like, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown played well tonight. I'm going to talk about him tomorrow. I'm going to make a video about him, who's better between him and Jason Tatum. Make a video about him. But he showed up tonight. But the careless passes, man, and over their heads and, out of bounds, it's just bad turnovers, man. Some of them, yes, was the Warriors' defense, but, if you're a good team, great offense beats great defense if you have it. And also I'll say this: the Warriors' defense look better than Boston's defense this series. Okay, but this notion that Tatum's a superstar, I think we need to put that to rest now. He has some work to do. He can get there. He's 24 years old, but he's not there yet. He's not the guy that you can say can prove he win you a championship as a number one option. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, because Tatum, this is his third trip to the Eastern Conference Finals, first trip to the NBA Finals. So, I mean, he's had plenty of chances, plenty of experience. So it's not like you say, oh, he's too young to be ready for this moment. I don't even think that's it. He's 24. He's had his chances. He's had his experience. He faced LeBron his first year. He faced the Heat his second time going to the conference finals, and then he faced the Heat and the Warriors again. So he's had plenty of time. But he's going to get better if he just continuously stays focused and he actually humbles himself. I made this video earlier today about he needs to study Kawhi Leonard. Tatum has a lot of Kawhi's type of scoring mentality or scoring load, his skill set, but he doesn't have the efficiency. That's why you keep seeing him shoot so bad from the field, because he shoots bad shots, as well as he's not aggressive enough to get into his spots. You know what I'm saying? So he can learn that from Kawhi. Because Tatum shooting 33% for game 6, shooting 34% for game 4, 39% for game 5 or game 3, 42% for game 2, and then 17% from game 1. It's like this has been throughout the playoffs, though. The bad shooting games, bad shooting nights. You got Andrew Wiggins. People saying Andrew Wiggins was a Tatum stopper. I mean, this ain't a superstar, man. This is a guy that's a rising star who's trying to get there. And speaking of that, we're gonna get to a subject I think people have somewhat kind of overlooked, and it's gonna be dealing with Kobe Bryant's prodigies. Now, I had put a post up last year on my Facebook. If y'all don't have me on Facebook, there you go. It's BJ Matthews. You can follow me right now on Facebook. But this post I put last year talking about Jason Tatum and Devin Booker. And I said, if y'all can see the screen, see what the caption says, as great as Jason Tatum, as great as he is, Jason Tatum is not the closest thing to Kobe Bryant. That's Devin Booker. I'll explain later. Now, I think I made a post about it, or a video about it, one of the two. But I explained why Devin Booker to me has more of Kobe Bryant's makeup than Jason Tatum. I don't think Jason Tatum has really anything similar to Kobe, if you're gonna be honest about it. I don't see anything really similar from Jason Tatum to Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? One dude 6'9", which is Tatum, and one dude 6'6". One guy shoots a lot of 3-point shots. One guy shoots 3-point shots, but he also shoots a lot of mid range. You know, just the playing style, the mentality, everything in one. I just don't see Jason Tatum with that. I mean, if you look at their playing style, you know, even throughout this series, man, like Tatum, to be that tall, to play that small, is what really bothered me. Like I seen tonight, even you had a guy like Steph Curry, you know, somewhat shutting Jason Tatum down, bothering him, and I think that's because he was mentally already checked out. He's already been beaten up so much by Andrew Wiggins that he couldn't take anymore. He was ready to pack it in. That's what it looked like. Tatum just was ready to pack it in. You know what I mean? And you'll never see Kobe Bryant ready to pack it in. He's going down swinging. He's going down fighting. And if I look at these finals, there's not been one game where Jason Tatum has been the best player on the court. Not one. It's either been Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, or Jaylen Brown. Okay. Uh, so like I said, the playing style of Jason Tatum is different from Kobe. They play two different types of ways. Now Devin Booker to me has more of Kobe Bryant's playing style and measurements. They're both 6'6". They both love to operate in the mid range. They both like to shoot the mid range fadeaway. Kobe is more athletic than Booker, but Booker does have athleticism to his game. They both do have, you know, operate as a triple threat. They love the pull up shot. Um, Very similar in my opinion. Just that if you just watch them play with your eyes, you can see more of Kobe and Devin than you can see in Jason. Now, people are going to say, well, what are you talking about? Devin Booker just got beat out by Luka Doncic in game 7. That's true. And that really, you can't really, you know, you can't defend that. What happened with the Phoenix Suns, nobody saw coming. The way they lost that game on their home court was really, really surprising. Even for myself, I was like, man, I mean, I expect Dallas to play hard, but I didn't think it was going to be that much of a massacre. I just think that was a night where, you know, the Mavericks got the best of them, man. They punched them in the face, and you know they just they couldn't respond. You know what I'm saying? And Devin Booker, I believe, had a bad shooting night that game too. Like the whole team played bad. They all played bad that night. But you know, I just look at the playing styles. Just they're more. It's more Devin Booker to Kobe. They play more similar. And then also I look mentally. If I look at Jason Tatum mentally, I just think he's the type of guy you can get bothered, meaning that you can get him to quit. You can get him to take shots and not care no more, just, you know, be afraid. Like I feel like tonight he was just checked out. I just don't think that Jason Tatum was ready for the moment that was presented in front of him. And that's why you saw him just kind of checking out tonight. Not really shooting. I think he went like 1 for 8 in the fourth quarter, have 4 or 5 turnovers, something like that, something crazy like that, 4 turnovers. And it just like he was just checked out. He was just ready to pack it in. And those guys on the Warriors smelt that. So like guys like Andrew Wiggins, guys like Gary Payton, guys like Steph Curry, guys like Draymond Green, they all smelt that. Like Jason Tatum was ready to quit. Now Booker has some edge to him. He has a fire to him. Like Booker, he will go at anybody. I don't see really Booker backing down. I saw Booker last year one time, somewhat getting rattled by Pat Beverly, but that's it. I never seen Devin Booker really back down from a challenge. Even if he, doesn't come out big on top, I'll see Devin Booker fight. I saw him in the bubble. He was the best player in the bubble last year, and I think he put out Kawhi and PG. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen Devin Booker, like he has some fire to his game. I don't see that really with Tatum. Tatum to me sounds like he's too cool for school. He seems like he just, likes to shoot threes and, get to the mid range here and there, get to the basket rarely, and, play with brute force. Even though Booker's 6'5", I think he plays with more of an edge to his game. That's just my opinion. If I look at the finals, even if you look at the finals with Jason Tatum, this finals, man, he just, like I said, he was not the best player on the floor at any point in time. Right? He was not the best player on the floor at any point in time. Not one game, not even on his home court, not even on his home team. And I think this is because of this matchup right here with Wiggins guarding Jason Tatum. Like, it's just like, usually when you get a person who's people say that they can stop you, it's supposed to mold you. It's supposed to fire you up. It's supposed to, say, okay, well, you think this guy can stop me? Well, let me show you something. And I just thought Jason Tatum backed down from the challenge. I think he only went for the ride when he had help on his team. Like when they faced the Brooklyn Nets with the team, you saw Jason Tatum being aggressive. But when it's just, him against somebody else and he has to, somewhat, hold his ground, you can get him to somewhat quit. Right? And I didn't see no game he was better than anybody on the court. Just being honest. But if I look at Devin Booker, on the other hand, even in the finals last year against Giannis, there was games where he was very productive. Like he had 2 straight 40-point games in games 2 and game 3. Game 4, he got hurt. He ended up with 10 points. And then game 5 and 6, he had 31 and 27. So he came out there. He was playing with the hurt hamstring. You know what I'm saying? They just ran to, the Greek freaking Giannis. You know what I'm saying? That's all that happened. They ran to a bigger, better player. But Devin Booker, when the lights are on, Devin Booker, comes to play. He usually comes out there and tries to, make the best of it and tries to, lead his team to a win. I mean, it's not a crime to lose, but you got to at least play hard. And I just don't think Tatum, I mean, looking at tonight, his body language, he just looked like he was checked out. Like it didn't bother him that they lost. You know what I mean? So I just think that, this was a situation where we finally found out what's what. We finally found out who's who and who needs to grow. And I said this on my one of my last video. I said Tatum needs to go and steady Kawhi Leonard, because to be that tall at 6'9" and not use your size and your length and your measurement to dominate little matchups like Steph Curry on you, man, come on. If that was Kawhi out there, you think he would have got shut down or he would have got bothered by Andrew Wiggins? Y'all gonna see next year in the season what's gonna happen when the Clippers and Warriors face. Because I guarantee you, if this was the Clippers playing the Warriors this year at full strength, you guys would have saw a whole different story. I'm convinced by that. But we'll have to see what happens next year. Until then, all congrats and love to the Golden State Warriors. Enjoy the championship, and well deserved. With that being said, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull it up. Peace. Out here like swim well.